Welcome to Lotus Lane Daily. I'm glad you're here. Today's wisdom is for anyone going through something hard. You know that feeling when you sit down at your desk on a Monday morning, look at the next 30 years of your life, and quietly think, I cannot keep doing this? Not because the work is unbearable. Often it is fine. The pay is okay. The people are okay. But somewhere inside, a small voice has been getting louder. And what it keeps saying is that you are in the wrong place and you have been for a long time. And then the second thought arrives, the one that shuts everything down. It is too late. You are 40-something. You have a mortgage, maybe kids, maybe parents who need you. People who change careers are 25 and have nothing to lose. You have everything to lose. So you close the tab, you go back to the spreadsheet, and you tell yourself this is just a bad week. If that is roughly where you are tonight, this is for you. The lie you have been told. The biggest myth about career change is that it is a young person's act. It is not. It is, if anything, something you become better equipped for with age, not worse. At 25, you have energy and freedom, yes, but you also have no idea who you are, what you are good at, or what you actually want. You change careers in your 20s by guessing. At 40, you guess far less. You know what drains you and what does not. You know how you work, how you learn, what kind of people you can stand, and what kind you cannot. You have a network, even if you have never thought of it that way. You have judgment, which is the one thing that genuinely cannot be rushed. These are not small advantages. They are the advantages, and you have spent 2 decades earning them. What feels like being trapped is usually just being scared, and being scared is not the same as being wrong. What is really holding you in place? It is worth being honest about what the fear actually is, because it is too late is rarely the real thing. Underneath it are usually 3 quieter fears. The first is the fear of starting over, of being a beginner again after years of being competent. Nobody enjoys being bad at something in front of other people. After 40, it stings more, because you have grown used to being the one who knows. But being a beginner is temporary. The discomfort of it is the price of growth, and it is a price that ends. The second is the fear of the sunk cost, the sense that all those years invested in your current field will be wasted if you walk away. They will not be. Skills travel further than job titles do. The ability to manage a project, to write clearly, to calm an angry customer, to read a budget, to lead a team that does not want to be led, these things do not belong to an industry. They belong to you, and they go where you go. The third is the fear of what other people will think. The raised eyebrow, the "are you sure" from a relative, the worry that you are having some kind of crisis. Here is the plain truth about that. The people whose opinions you are afraid of are not going to live your next 30 years. You are. The quiet cost of staying. We talk endlessly about the risk of changing. We almost never talk about the risk of not changing, even though it is just as real. Staying somewhere that slowly hollows you out has a cost. It shows up as a shorter temper at home, as a flatness on Sunday evenings, as a version of you that your family gets used to but quietly misses. There is a line from a collection of guidance that I think applies directly here. In life, we are victorious when we are growing, developing, and challenging ourselves. We are defeated when we stop trying. Notice that defeat there is not about failing at something new. Defeat is the decision to stop trying altogether. Staying put out of fear is not the safe option it pretends to be. It has a price, and you pay it every single day. How to actually move without burning your life down. Career change at 40 does not have to be a dramatic leap off a cliff. In fact, it almost never should be. Here is what a careful, grown-up version of it looks like. Test before you leap. You do not have to quit to explore. Talk to people who already do the thing you are curious about. Ask them what their actual Tuesday looks like, not the highlight version. Take a short course. Do a small project on the side. Volunteer. The goal is to replace the fantasy in your head with real information, because fantasies are either thrilling or terrifying, and reality is usually neither. Build a runway. The single thing that makes career change feel less like a gamble is money in the bank. If you can spend a year quietly saving, cutting costs, building a cushion, you turn a desperate jump into a calm, planned step. Fear shrinks fast when you are not also worried about rent. Look for bridges, not cliffs. Most successful midlife career changes are not total reinventions. They are a step sideways that uses most of what you already have. The accountant who moves into financial coaching, the teacher who moves into corporate training, the nurse who moves into health technology. Ask yourself, what role would value 80% of what I already know and only ask me to learn 20% that is new? Start there. Take one small step now. There is another piece of guidance worth holding on to. 100 theories without a single action are worthless. Even one small step taken with determination changes everything. You will not think your way out of this. You will act your way out of it, slowly. One email to one person who does the work you want. One evening spent on one course. That is enough for this week. You have more time than you think. Here is the arithmetic that the fear does not want you to do. If you are 42, you likely have 20 to 25 working years ahead of you. That is not the tail end of a career. That is an entire second career, longer than many people's first. The choice in front of you is not change now or stay forever. It is spend the next 2 decades in something that fits or spend them in something that does not. Plenty of people did their best, most meaningful work after starting over in their 40s, 50s, even later. They are not rare exceptions. They are simply people who refuse to believe that a number on a birthday card got to decide the rest of their life. One more thought to take to bed with you from the same body of writing. Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where a thoughtful person stands right before they make a good decision, weighing it carefully, scared in the way that all real choices make us scared. You do not have to decide tonight. You do not have to hand in a resignation letter or have a 5-year plan. You just have to let yourself believe that the small voice is allowed to be right, and that wanting something different is not a flaw to be managed, but information to be respected. Sleep on it. Then tomorrow, take the one small step. That is how every honest new beginning has ever started. That's the wisdom for today. If something here landed for you, share it with one person who might need to hear it too. Take it slow. I'll see you tomorrow on Lotus Lane Daily.